Is this Michael? Hello. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to Crypto Lifer. Crucial times ahead for Bitcoin. Are we going to pump to the upside all night long, baby? Let's go. Pocket square growing out of my pocket. My wife said I didn't have enough ties. She felt like I needed more fun ties. She said I wasn't fun enough. So she got me some more ties. So there you go. I wore it for her to let her know I care about. I think it's actually a pretty nice tie. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. We're going to jump on into BTC right off the bat and see what's happening to Bitcoin. Looked bearish on the day. We got some dumpage. We got a little pump back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Nice move. Boom, boom, boom. We've been ripping all morning as we passed the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. I told you if we didn't break that, we would not move. We did. There's my signal kind of right there. Then you could wait for the 5 minute to cross the 200 MA, which it did. As the 21 came back, you know this is my signal right here. All you have to do is play it, and you get in right there, and your money. We talked about front running the Golden Cross when I was in. I basically did a class today. 3-hour trading class from 9 a.m. to 12. We had 50 people in the class. Shout out to everybody in the class. I thought it was a hit. One of the best classes I ever taught. It felt great. I could definitely feel people paying attention, learning a lot, and it was just a good time overall. So moving ahead, there is my signal again. 5 minute above the 200, come back to the 21, and boom, you are in there like swimwear. We did this just not too long ago right here, and that was like the nicest one right there. And again, this is another really nice one. You can see this kind of inverted head and shoulder almost in a way, and wow, I'm happy to see Bitcoin climbing back to the upside here. Let's take a look at what happened to our daily close and see where we are on the weekly candle for Bitcoin. But shout out to anyone that learned my strategies and was able to take them. I did not trade today. Took the family out. We were hanging out with friends. They took me out on a boat. God bless them. Mario and Mindy, just good times. It was nice to be home, hang out with my family. I've been away for so long. Like 6 days. It felt like forever, though, when you have 3 kids. Again, though, we got the swing up, We still have hidden bullish divergence. You pull the Fibonacci. We still bounce back to the 618 golden pocket, right? And, right now we're hanging out. There's still some type of support here on the weekly at about $82,000. So no matter what the bears do, we seem to be hovering at 82K. 5-day also. Wow, look at that. The 5-day candle just closed. It closed pretty bearish, but at least it held. So it closed with a huge wick, but it made a tweezer bottom. I tell you what, that's quite confusing to me. I would have to say it's more of a bearish candle, but it's holding support, and it's also a bit of a double bottom. You see that? So if you just go by the support, the weekly did close above 82,400, 82.5. So 82.5 holds on the 5-day. Can the next candle break through all the way to the upside? At least close above that with those 2 candles. That would be awesome. Above 87K, really. The 3-day chart still, as we've talked about, and we've gone over this for a while now, even right around somewhere here. So it's been 1, 2, 3, like 15, 16 days, or 18 days. But an inverted head and shoulder, a bit of a cup and handle that could still break to the upside. Still strong support there too at 82.5. And then here we are on the daily time frame, which, let's take a look. Today looked pretty bearish, but we ended up kind of closing the day out and getting back in, back on track slightly here for Bitcoin. Again, 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wicks, multiple wicks like that. All these 2 here. I've never, that's interesting. You got and it's a bit of a double bottom here, even on the daily. You can see it. If you tracked it as such on the daily, you'd have to say, well, here's your double bottom. It could even be that, but it says, you go at least back here somewhere to about 87,000, and we go from there. And it could even track itself like this and get back to about 94, 92K. Anyway, but I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen. I'm just, that's the hopium in the air. That's the hopium. And you can't say we don't have daily support at 82,300. I mean, we've been bouncing so strong. How come it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like, 8 days really without a candle that can close below that key level? We haven't closed below there since March 14th. So, it's been holding support, 82,300 basically. The daily candle opened at 83,889 and 88 cents. Pretty crazy. The high was 84,000. So it was 83,889 and 88 cents. The high was 84,266 even. The low was 82,380 and 81 cents. And the candle closed at 83,537 and 99 cents. It went down $351 today. So it did look bearish. We did drop $351. Recovered a lot from the dump, though, all the way down to 82,300. And kind of here we stand now on the daily time frame. So only lost a little bit, but we did dump pretty nastily. And, it was a mostly bearish candle. There could be, look, there's a bearish cross right there, a death cross on the daily time frame. Not your best friend. It could be where we start to get tight and reverse too. But, like one of these here. When you're in a massive uptrend, you can have one little one like that, but it's got to be something like that. It's got to just be part of the reversal process. You do have to be wary, though. There could be more damage there. So let's take a look at what I'm seeing here on the daily time frame. So I got into this idea that this is the trend line. You've retested it, you've broken out, and it tells me you could continue to pump. You just got to break above 87,600, use that as a retest, and then go up to 94. We'll go from there, and then we'll go from there. It's one step at a time, 90,000 and 94K. Right now, you can see we're range bound between the low at 82 and the high at 87,000. Just kind of hit the low, hit the high, hit the low, hit the high, came down. Can we hit the high again? 12-hour, 22, to me, kind of look like descending triangles, but still double bottoms. There's a double bottom right here. The daily as well. And if you look at the 4-hour time frame, I've been watching this in what looks to me is a symmetrical triangle, right? I even felt like a fake out. We could add to the top here. Yeah, it makes more sense that was your trend line. You see? That you don't cheat it, but so a fake out, broke back inside the pattern, got it tight, and now really you could go either way here. My idea is if you break back inside the top of this channel, you're going to fall all the way back down here somewhere, right? 71K, 70K. And like this kind of has some bearish flag, and it's like, are you retesting the bottom and do you continue to dump? So still a chance you revisit 71,000. It's not like, oh, there's no way we can dump, I'm open-minded. And right now, we're just kind of in the zone here with this, like, what looks to me even like a double bottom in the 4. See? That could break you up somewhere up to this level. So, the 4 hours push into the upside. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour's not amazing, but it's kind of a double bottom, right? 1, 2, let's go, right? So there's a chance it could break out. Looks like a double bottom to me. Again, just taking the pattern and the exact strategy I use just played out. You know, you don't have to know anything, but I still like to speculate and see where the probability lies here for Bitcoin. You know, still kind of hiding in the weeds here. Kind of like a shoulder, a bit of a head, you know, possible still of a head and shoulder pattern that could dump. Yeah, it's not, doesn't look amazing. I'm not like, oh my God, we're so bullish right now, right? Your 15-minute just got above the 200 MA, which is a good sign. I'd look for this to flag out and touch its 21-day moving average. If that happens, there's a nice trade there. The 21 touches, you get sideways, you could get a continuation pump. And that is about the 1 hour, you know, which is, you know, the 1 hour did just break the 200 MA, which is a good sign. It's not, you know, it's better than anything, but you're tight inside the channel. You got to break out. Bitcoin's got to get above right there. Look, 84.5. So look for Bitcoin to get above 84.5 and retest it, fine. Then you're more like in some type of uptrend. Otherwise, you could just end up tight in here, right, and go absolutely nowhere. So I see either way tonight, but there's some bullishness in the air. I'd watch the 15-minute and do my, you know, and play my strategy right there. The 21 crosses, you stay in the flag, good chance we continue to pump. But can you break the trend line is the question. And that's kind of how it looks to me, right? So that's what I see on BTC. I'd watch the 15-minute time frame as it flags out here. It's a bearish divvy too as well, but hey, can it hang above the 200 MA? If not, it'll flop back down. It's just some lackluster sideways price action on the weekend, you know, nothing to be too excited about. The pattern alone tells you at least you'll hit the top of the pattern. So let's see what happens. It looks like you'll go sideways, the 21 will cross, you'll hit the top. Then you could come back to the bottom. If you break out, look for the retest, continuation, and you know, there's a chance that there's an aggressive move to the upside from the flag when the 21 touches and the stochastics reset. It looks like it could take about an hour to an hour and a half for it to happen, maybe less, but so that's kind of my prediction for Bitcoin. It really is my prediction too, that we'll go sideways. The Stokes will reset and there'll be some type of move to the upside here, if, you know, as long as we stay above the 200 MA and the 21 crosses, which looks very likely the way it's setting up, but there's no guarantees. So that's your update for Bitcoin. It doesn't look amazingly bullish. It doesn't look amazingly bearish. It's feeling itself out. It looks a little more bullish than it did earlier today. All right, the pump, and there's a chance it's holding some support. That's the one thing. It doesn't look amazing like the bulls, you know, but it's holding support. Sam's live, good sir. Can you take a look how bad it's looking for XCN or Swift, please? Been a weird week. Watching all my shell twos, dude. Watch my shell toes. Hey man, shout out to Mike Percy. God bless you, man. If you like Sam's live streams, you will love the Discord. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. God bless you. Thank you. Let's take a look at XCN Onyx Coin. So most coins, it fell dead in the water, but you know, it bounced on the daily 200 MA. And that's usually a great place to snatch something on discount, right? Then it pumps highly away from the 21s other than the 200. So you buy when you touch the 200, you sell when, you know, buy when you touch, sell when you're away. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. That's my idea, but you know, you got to figure that out, get the education. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. XCN looks like, you know, that's the place to buy. At the same time, you never know. Could it go to zero? You know, who knows? I'm open-minded that anything is possible. Hey, you got like multiple daily candles bouncing on the 200 MA. It's likely a bottom, but you never know. There's no guarantees. All right, so there you have it. And that could start to round its bottom too. Something like that, of that nature. Let's take a look at white. White's the only thing that it's got me a little, you know, interested. That white rock, like black rock, but white rock. Probably dumping, who knows? Actually, you know, it's still sideways, but it's following that same kind of Bitcoin trajectory with the sketchiness You can see it's the same move. So Bitcoin pumps, this will pump. Bitcoin dumps, this will dump. Clearly just following BTC in a bit of a nutshell. So far, it's been kind of grinding slowly. I don't own any. It's just been like an experiment I've been watching pretty closely. And we'll deep dive it another time. We'll deep dive it. Let's take a look here if there's anything brewing this morning, or that came from this morning. Pi back in auction. Yeah, gun at least. Fine. Gun's been low. The newest thing that the trade, so people have been kind of jumping in, but nothing too crazy. Story, Bitcoin Cash with a little bit of a pump. Pendle, up 23% in 7 days. Gate token, Chainlink 1284. Yeah. The thing is, once Bitcoin bounces, the whole market could change in 2 seconds, and everyone will be like, dang, I should have been, Once it flips quick, and everyone on the outside's wishing that they had snatched some BTC. So I did Bitcoin on the MEXC chart. I just like to do it again on the Binance chart, just to see if I'm missing anything. And again, like the daily, to me, is just in this bigger symmetrical triangle, right? These mainly dump to the downside, yet one time, just recently, Bitcoin had broken out of one, But you would only assume that this is going to break up or down. Breakup's like 98K, back to that $100,000 region. The breakdown is 68K, so it's like two different universes, And some would say, well, we got this strong support here. For whatever reason, but Bitcoin will also can't break resistance. So this is kind of where we stand for Bitcoin. And these mainly break to the downside. It was supposed to be a 50-50 pattern. We're supposed to say, it's a 50% shot that we go either way. And, maybe we just double bottom at 78,000. But the idea is this, right? I don't need that extra line for, And you hold control, you can copy anything quickly. So there we have it. That's kind of what we're watching here for Bitcoin. Your hopium is like, this is like some type of deranged inverted head and shoulder that's going to save the day. Same on the 3-day chart. It's inverted. That's going to just, eventually pump. No guarantees at all, right? You're somewhat oversold with the bounce back to the upside on the daily stochastics RSI. Like, it's not all bearish. Low, high, higher, low. Can we push off? But you gotta show us something, Bitcoin. Like, you gotta close above the 200 MA. One daily candle has to close above the 200. We did it here, but then only to fall off. You gotta close with conviction, hold the 21 across, and get the move. One also bullish sign is the way that the moving averages are looking. See how the 21's starting to curve up? That's a good sign that we could cross this, flip that, the 50 to go back the other way here. A lot of people are going to read that death cross as a horrible death cross too, and it'll give us enough liquidity to short to the upside as well. Because enough people will short that, thinking, hey, I'll short the death cross, right? That's what we need. We need a lot of people to short this market so they get short squeezed and we get a pump to the upside and get to ride the cross of the 200 MA like we do every single time, right? Zooming in here, you can see it does say, hey, we have more odds of going up to 86,000 than we do, 380 than we do doing anything else. There's liquidity down to 82K, but it suggests that we could get up into this red area there at 86,120. Not saying it's like, oh my gosh, amazing, it's the weekend, but so what would I do? What am I doing here for Bitcoin? Well, I bought Bitcoin long term. I'm out of all left trades right now just because we did well and might give back gains on a weekend when I don't need to trade. If Bitcoin breaks out and, we see it kind of retest maybe 84,576, I'll take a shot or so, I see it up here just doing a flag. I mean, that's probably a great place to jump in. But I just don't feel a need to rush into a trade on a Saturday night. Not a good idea in my humble opinion. time to hit that like button. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Olive. Shout out to Crypto Casino Bacaras. Kasra. I want mega quick dump, then bump. Who doesn't? That sounds perfect, right? And 83,500 Bitcoin starting to get a bit of a move, right? Again, you're just going to flag this out. Even look, the 7 minute looks pretty nice and bullish. Chance we get a move to like 84,200. Shout out to Jeff Green donating $9.99. You can see his name on screen there, and the balls will hit the jar. Jeff, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Finally joined the group, but man, I feel lost going through the archives now. First day I spent 8 hours, and I have so much to learn. I even tried to message you because I was struggling so hard. You shouldn't be struggling, man, just one day at a time. You know, all you should do is take a deep breath and say, today, I'm going to learn patterns. And, you know, get a pattern cheat sheet, right? Download it, ask people in the group what pattern sheet is. They'll give it to you. And then just start working on your patterns, you know? And ask people, hey, what indicators are you all using? And put the indicators on. And start drawing patterns and finding, you know, and specifically above the 200 MA, the yellow line. This isn't hard at all. Take a deep breath, Jeff. You're going to be all right, man. Yeah. You don't feel lost. You just want it so fast. Just tell yourself one step at a time. There's nothing to be lost about. You got this, man. Yeah. Just one step at a time. That's all. That's all. That's all. I didn't learn it overnight. It didn't happen like this. One step at a time. Yeah. Shout out to BJK. He says, Sam, just wanted to say thank you. You've taught me a ton. I've traded with you live. I've made money. And you're just a good guy. Much love. Shout out to you. Thank you for saying it. God bless you, man. Thank you. Yeah, the first thing you want to do is just get your chart set up the right way. And then you want to actually just post some charts. Look for, you know what I mean? See if you can start finding ideas. And then people will critique your charts. That's the best way to start, in my humble opinion, you know? Is to post a chart. Yeah. So I'm looking for this 7 minute to break out. 7 minute looks bullish too. Yeah, the 15 minute looks pretty good to me tonight. You know, even just buying with a stop below the 200 MA could end up panning out. It's just Saturday night, so I don't know if I want to just throw caution to the wind there. Caution to the wind. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Today was a pretty nice day. Strategies played out nicely. We got the pump above the 50. Right there is beautiful. We cracked the 200 MA and we got the pump. Now we're seeing if we can get the secondary move to the upside for BTC. Don't forget to watch the video in the read first section. It has the indicator setup Sammy uses. Yeah, 100%. Don't skip stuff, you know, all the way. Let's take a look at SWI and XRP, two coins that definitely have me excited to see what's happening with them. I'm going to start with SWI by itself with the weekly. We're going to just reset, but I liked it on the 3-day. I still do. But let's take a look. So the weekly, you know, MACD is attempting to turn. You're super oversold in the stochastics. It's the lowest like the RSI has been that it likes to get in this cycle. So, I mean, SWI looks very, you know, definitely getting to the oversold region. You have this wick attempting to hold it. You can almost say that is, you know, it's easier to say it's still inside of like a falling wedge here. That's the thing. It could still fall to the bottom of the wedge. Still come and test this low there at 168. You You know, if Bitcoin throws a tantrum, SWI will dump. And Bitcoin's on the cusp. It's pretty close. We pull a fib here, and you can see we're bouncing off the 706. Almost, if we went all the way, it would be the 786. It wouldn't even be that bad in the big time fib for SWI, right? I've been hearing your voice while I trade. Shout out to Crypto Rick in the house. God bless you, man. Bitcoin is the eve of the hurricane right now, in the eye of the hurricane. Sideways for 3 weeks. I know, right? Look, I bought that Bitcoin at 84,000. I'm down 500 or 480 bucks right now. So crazy, right? It's so crazy. Like, I've been holding it for 3 weeks today. I bought it 3 weeks ago. Remember, I bought Bitcoin at 84,000 3 weeks ago now. Can you believe that? It's been 3 weeks. I've been holding Bitcoin since it's been 84K. 1, 2, 3, you know. I was up huge when it went up. Oh, yeah. You know. Just like SWI. It looks the same. So I like SWI. Previous support is resistance, but it could come test possibly 171. I wouldn't be surprised if it tests 171 one last time. That would be like, or a DCA anywhere in this region starting here, because it may not. It may bounce from here. I hold the bag. I'll see what happens with SWI. People are freaking out over XRP in the chat. Let's see what's happening with XRP. I mean, I see a nasty head and shoulder here that looks like it's going to dump. But hey, you never know. Maybe XRP is going to save the day and bounce on out of this, like someone says, like a cup and handle kind of thing. It is oversold. Some could say it's just in this big, like, falling wedge type of thing. I don't know. It's pretty weird. But even if it's bearish, it looks like it could get a pump here back somewhere to 243, 240. So XRP looks bullish on the 3-day. Looks like it's moving on the daily, and it's above the 200 MA, which is, you know, somewhat bullish. So see if XRP can, you know, just pump back up to liquidity at 240. From there, we'll see what happens. 1 minute, the 1 hour actually looks nice. It's in a flag, and it just broke out above the 200 MA. I mean, that's something I really like to do, is when we're a flag on that 200. So it looked good on the bigger time frames, and you can see it solidifying the move on the smaller time frames with entries. Golden Cross approaching there. I see XRP pumping into the night, going somewhere back to $2.22. That's bullish. XRP. Bitcoin holding flat at 83,500. We call that Sid's wave. So here's the deal, like everything waiting to see if Bitcoin can kind of like not ruin the show here. You want to see Cardano on the 1 hour break above the 200 MA. If not, we're in for some, you know, rolling over action here. And you can't get back above that resistance at 666. We'll know in the next 8 hours if we are rolling over or getting some type of bigger move here. Honestly, thought we'd see it go low, reaching 60. No, not yet. It stayed pretty strong compared to the S&P futures. The NASDAQ, they just tumbled to the ground. We did have a target on this bear flag. That was just a measured move of the length of the pole. And we went exactly there. Could you get a recovery? It says you may. Watch your smaller time frames, though. You got to get some inverted head and shoulders. You got to get some bullish divvy. I don't see anything too crazy here. Some bullish divvy there on the 15-minute time frame. And now you can see, okay, you could bounce. You got to get back above. First off, 5,200. And then next off, 5,310. But you do have some bullish divvy. This could start a move back to the upside. It's pretty strong bullish divergence on the S&P. That's, I mean, if you're going to have a reversal, it will look like this. So it could definitely happen. I saw hidden bullish divvy earlier too. It didn't play out, which was crazy. Right there, it was hidden bullish, but it fell off. You could say that swing and that swings down. I don't know. I don't see it. You have to skip too much, in my humble opinion. On the weekly, possibly. Say like this swings up. I mean, that is hidden bullish divergence right there. Expect to bounce. Gonna bounce off the 618. Just one more lower. The thing is, let me show you something. So the daily dumped and you lost the 200 MA, right? Boom. You'll go to the 2-day 200 MA, and when you lose that, you go to the 3-day. So it's just likely that we're gonna touch this first. You know, that coincides with somewhere about 5,000, 4,900. Now, if we lose that, we'll go to the 4-day 200 MA, which will probably be somewhere around 48 to 47.50 at that point. Yeah, grass has had some nice pumps the last 12 days from the bottoms. And I mean, this is what I do like this. It's in a flag above the 200 MA. I've seen this on Bearer the other day. It pumped. I've seen this many times. This does look bullish. I would trade anything. This looks somewhat like it would pump. Again, no guarantees at all. And we can't say, oh, it's guaranteed to pump, because it's not. But the odds look pretty dang good. I would watch grass. Let's see how the 4-hour looks. 4 hours coming down, but still holding it down. Could bounce from there on a flip. 8-hour on the 21-day moving average. So it's sketchy with Bitcoin, but there could be a pump for grass. Definitely something worth watching compared to everything else. Look at the stochastics. Look at the RSI. Look at the Stokes. The Stokes look great. I definitely would watch grass and keep it on the radar for sure. Yeah. No, it looks pretty good to me. I like what I'm seeing. Shout out to Crypto Rick. He asked about Cardano. We already went over Cardano, I believe, right? Yeah. We want to see this flag break above the 200 MA and get to the target at 69 cents. If you can't get above the 200 MA, we're rolling over for some reason here. You know, you could be making some type of nasty bear flag. Like a bearish retest there and came back in. I'm looking for the flag to break out. Stochastics look good to me. Again, you got to break the 200 MA. We're about to do it on the 30. We're about to do it on the 15. We haven't, you know, you can see it's like we got, you know, we're just about to break above it on the 7 if possible. That would be a nice pump. Otherwise, we come all the way back down to the channel, right? So it's like a make or break time for Cardano. We need to see it break out so it can come and test these highs. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to come and make a lower low. Let's take a look at Total 3, the market cap excluding all of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, these are altcoins. It looks like they're going to pump tonight, which does tell me, hey, watch out. You know, you're going to get a bigger move. Bitcoin sitting at 83,490 at the present moment here on the futures. Total 3 looks good to me. It looks like we're going to get some sideways movement and possibly a pump into tonight and into tomorrow, like by tomorrow night. Looks like Total 3 may be higher than it is right now. I'm optimistic. Shout out to Jason Bullard. We love you, Jason. Thank you. It's been holding on to that 80. Let's take a look at ONDO. ONDO, baby, ONDO. ONDO, prego. ONDO, prego, yeah. So let's take a look at ONDO. ONDO, baby, ONDO. ONDO, ONDO, ONDO. So same story really that we just saw. It's almost like we were listening at this, watching the same thing, right? Almost like Adam and Eve in there too, though. So ONDO wants to break back out to the upside, real world asset, change the world, and pump. I feel like when too many of the masses buy something, they just know now and like leave it alone. I don't know, it's weird, but ONDO's hot. I still know it has institutional support. There's no other coin like it at the present moment in time. And it's been holding, right? It didn't tank like a lot of other coins. It's been holding pretty well, comparatively. You can see there's definitely a main area of support right where we're at about 79 cents. And we're holding it pretty nicely and oversold. The daily wants to push up too as well. And to me, it's about like that 4 hour, that 1 hour. Are you above that 200 MA? And it's just back to this idea here too. And if Bitcoin tanks, this will tank. If not, we're going to get some type of move out of here. It's very unlikely that if Bitcoin dumps, this will just pump out of nowhere. I just find that unlikely. But right now, Bitcoin's in limbo, and we want to see altcoins take advantage of that when it's sideways. And, you know, see if ONDO can get the pump above the 200 MA on this 2 hour time frame. Get that breakout to the target there at 92 cents. LD Grass says, can we look at Cookie? Much love. Anytime, my friend, anytime. Let's take a look at Cookie. Cookie Dow. So Cookie got annihilated back to 9 cents. The hot thing on Virtual to get the information. Who cares now, right? Nobody cares. Virtual fell off a cliff. Everything fell off. Same thing though, once this market starts to rip, I believe it will respond faster than people realize. We're just looking for this sideways price action and then a move back above the 200 MA just whenever the time is right. And then, you know, I do believe Virtuals, you know, if Bitcoin gets a move and we have a bull run again, we're not done with the bull run because Bitcoin's in an uptrend. So in my mind, we just got to settle and start things up again. And when they start again, these coins will get back into action. We may have to take profits nearer the top, but you know, it does say eventually we'll get back to 78 cents, 76 cents here for Cookie. I don't know if I'd be DCAing. If I was in it, I'd hold it. I don't know if I would buy it right now. I would wait. I'd rather DCA, like it gets above this level and pumps to 21 touches it, then we swing trade it from like 28 to 40 cents or something. Again, you do what makes you happy. It's not my cup of tea at the present moment in time, though. It's too speculative at the present moment. AERO all the way back to 37. The insiders selling off 35 for AERO. All the way when it started, the massive sell-off for AERO. What a sell-off. And I sold no AERO. I didn't even have time to think about it. It wasn't on my mind as much, right? I had so much other stuff going on. You could say this is a cup and handle. I just never seen, you know, coin. And look, this coin now has lost the lowest level it's had since, hasn't been this low since March of 2024. So, this coin had a couple nice pumps though. So if you did get in when I did at 30 cents, I mean, it went up to 225, 7x right there. It did a 7x right there. Twice it did a 7x since I talked about it. So, hey, if you didn't take profits, up to you, up to me. It is what it is. But I still have faith it's the automated market maker. Base is going to blow up. And what are you going to say when this thing starts to rip again? I just hold it and don't think about it. But it looks pretty whack. And it looks like it may go even lower, to be honest. So AERO is either like a love project right now at this point, a DCA project, or you walk away. And that's why you don't put in what you're willing to lose. Like, I put in what I was willing to lose, so be it. I don't even care. Because I put in, I mean, I care. I would have liked to see it win, but it's not going to affect me because I didn't put in what I wasn't willing to lose. Understand? It sounds great until you don't do it. And once you start doing it, it makes a lot of sense. You're like, man, I'm happy I do that now. And pay the trader over and over again. So sometimes you take some, sometimes you lose some. but you're paying the trader when you can. Total 3 looks interesting to me, but there is a but. The daily just, you know, it's gotta show me some love here. Really want to see this low, high, higher low kick in and get the bigger move to the upside. See this falling wedge break out. I just stop playing games, right? On total 3 here. This is the market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's got to show us something, man. The Bitcoin's got to bounce here. 1 hour time frame gets back above that 200 MA. Otherwise, it's just likely going to roll over back to somewhere here. It's like right at the trend line here. It's got to break out, or it's rolling over. So in the next few hours, we're going to know either we come here, or we're going to start this move out. Got to make a decision sooner than later on price action. When we go to Bookmap again, now 86,000 is formed. Suggests that we could go higher than lower right now. There's just a little more liquidity above us than below us at the present moment in time, up to $86,000. Yeah, so a bunch of stuff has to happen tonight. When we show up tomorrow morning, like, this has to be back above the 200 MA. You know, I hope to show you that when we show up tomorrow morning. It's gotta be. It's a big deal. All right. Shout out to Billy Street. Alts look like drive, man. Bitcoin only. Why now? I'll hold what I have, but for now, only big. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly. Seems like all agents, launch pads, and frameworks are all going to reset, and who knows which will rise from the ashes. Exactly. Like, a few of them are going to come back, some of them will never, you know, and it is what it is. I've seen it before. It's highly speculative, so it is what it is. You know, we're never going to know for sure or get the exact count on that. Florida, baby. Nobody stops Florida, man. Florida going away to the championship. All the way, baby. All the way. You knew Florida was going to go all the way, baby. Houston looked amazing, too. So, but shout out to Florida. Would you even call this a correction or the start of a bear market for the SPX? This would be one of the biggest corrections of all time, if so. Yeah, but it's probably one of the biggest pumps ever, so with each big pump is another bigger correction. You know, in comparison, you got to kind of look at it. It could be the start of a bigger pullback, for sure. But I don't know, they're going to continue to print money. So in my humble opinion, I just... How do you print money and how does the stock market not pump? Redstone's just in the dumps, man. Looks like it could continue lower, too. I would only touch it if it came out and like retested 45 cents. Chance it bounces off the bullish divvy that it's making right there. But it's got to show me something first. Maybe even a retest of 43. All in Jeffrey sued. I deployed 20. Wow. SpareX. Wow. If you just showed up to crypto, somebody says it's a great time to tiptoe into the market. I mean, yeah, you're not buying the top. You know, it's like not buying the top's an amazing feeling, right? Nobody wants to buy the top. So definitely not a top signal right now.
Anyway, just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan. Whatever comes our way.
We can buy Satoshi's Bitcoins. We can buy the Bitcoin. I'm messing around. Let's go, baby. Get it done with Texas. One wheel race. Don't get hurt. Don't finish line. I don't know. Whoa. Not top blasting. I always buy the top. If you just showed us crypto day one, yeah, agreed. Way more downside possible. There's always possible downside, yes. Always at any moment in time. 100%. Let's take a look at the coins here. Guns still more popular. $33.3 million market cap. 333. Interesting. Wormhole Hyper Chain X. Tiny market cap. Up 11% today. I'd be careful there. Just because it's so small. Nilion back to 82. Solana hugging 120, man. Scroll 26 cents back at the game. Solaire. Ondo Finance back at 81. And there you are, RWA, DeFi, Ondo Finance really taking over there. Wormhole, same usual suspects here. Stakestone, a new one, $14 million market cap, tiny. I want to look into that. Pump ETC, never heard of that. Pump. Wizwoods, Wiz. Seed Combinator, Seed. Not even really out yet. And Walrus. These are the new most visited coins in the last 7 days. All right. 83,500 for Bitcoin. And let's get back into the BTC USDT chart here on Messe. On Messe. So it looks to me like, you know, things are going so well so far, so good. And this puppy could propel us further to the upside, possibly at about like 84,200 for Bitcoin. Let that 21 cross the 200 MA, get tighter, and we'll have a move up to about 84,200. Word on the street that Monday is going to be the worst day in history. Let's really hope not. Word is 4,000 points. The greatest thing is, you know, is I don't own anything in the stock market but Mara. And even Mara took a beat. It doesn't matter what you own, I guess. It took a beating. But yeah, I have no exposure to the stock market except for Mara, and it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. But right now, so far, you know, we're taking some type of hedge bet here with Bitcoin against the market. Looks like people sold the top on gold to scoop some Bitcoin. They'll go back into gold again too. It'll stabilize, but it just looks what I'm seeing. Tonight, I don't know what's going to happen Monday. People are speculating, freaking out. I just take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. We'll get to Monday when Monday comes. Right now, it's Saturday night. So, you know, we'll get there, though, when the time is right. When the time is right. Having just happened, expect to do high, 12 to 18 months in the short term. Exactly. I mean, we had a nice high. Bitcoin pump from 15,000 to 108K. It's pretty amazing. Got almost like, wow, right? And right now, Bitcoin looks bullish right now on the 15-minute. We'll see what happens. That could change in the next hour, but right now, that looks good to me. All right. Exactly. We're in like it looks like we're in a bigger cycle based on the monthly. The monthly chart showing signs of a bigger move out, but you never know. Nothing is guaranteed. Bitcoin at 83,500. I like the 15-minute time frame. It's bullish to me. I like the 1 minute making a flag above the 200 MA. That's bullish as well. I like the 5 minute touching the 21 there above the 200 MA with the 50 crossing. I like the 15 minute with the 21 coming towards that 200 MA. All these time frames look bullish. Tell me there's some type of reversal going on in the night, possibly back to 84,200. BOOKMAP even has 86 highlighted nicely, suggesting we go all the way to $86,000 for Bitcoin. So that looks likely. It's in the cards. Everything looks like it's lining up for the move. One could even enter here with a stop below the 200 MA, somewhere here at 83,260, and ride that puppy to the upside. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. It would have to fit your trading style. It makes sense to you. Don't do anything you see on YouTube. Yeah. Shout out to Master Friend. Exactly. Crypto split for the market like ET Bandit normally. Never mind. Yeah, so that's what I see Bitcoin doing, probably going sideways for the next hour or two. That's going to make a decision. The 21 should cross the 200. We should be getting some type of pump based on probability, but there's no guarantees. Shout out to anyone who got into class. If you missed class and you're like, man, I wish I got in, hit the QR code. I teach class not long from now, the last Saturday of April, and so that will be awesome. It was we had one of the biggest classes ever in history today, so it was awesome. But if you missed it, some people said they tried to get in at the last minute, could not. Hit the QR code right there to jump on into class. And let's see what date that will be. I believe it's April. I believe it's like April 30th, but let's see. So the last day, the last Saturday will be the 26th. So that's not that long ago. That's like 20. So I teach class on the 26th. April 26th. That will be the last Saturday of the month. April ends on the 30th. All right. So April 26th, the last Saturday of the month. Come check me out. Spread your love. Take some class. No, but come take class. Get that education. Give yourself what you deserve. When will the recording of the power be emailed? It should be emailed by today. Tomorrow morning at the very latest, though. All right. So yeah, I would watch this flag with the stop below the 200 MA in the next 2 hours. I would wait. Says at about 11 o'clock there could be a more perfect entry. Aggressive entry is now for Bitcoin, and we're looking for the smaller time frames to flip and give us some type of move and not get completely demolished by the bigger ones. There's a chance we get some reversal here for BTC. Take the class, folks. Don't hesitate. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. Heavily footed. Thank you for saying that. Bitcoin situation presents a significant challenge. It appeared to be even lower than the bar before a potential rebound, but the level of manipulation seems excessive. Yeah. Bitcoin testing now. Yeah, I just see sideways price action. Wait for that 21 to catch up on the 15 minute. I would focus on that and nothing else at the present moment in time. 15 minute is your guide right now. All right. Yes, the class is for anyone from the very beginning all the way into the expert team. You know, it's just 3 hours with the lifer. I'm going to give you so much information. I believe it will enhance the way you think about your life, yourself, and your trading. I got the cash out. He milked it all, baby. Nice. Out of Jeffries. All in Jeffries. It's so funny. Mr. Liver, Crypto Jeb had a bet. Yeah. Oh, no, we know. I just didn't, God, we love Crypto Jeb. And, Crypto Jeb actually reached out to me. I reached out to him when it first came out. And I said, I think it's what you were inferring, but I don't know. And he said it is. And, he's now come out and, I don't know if he said exactly what happened, so it's not really up to me to say, But he did. He reached out. I reached out, and God bless him, man. And it's like it's to the point where I'm just speechless, to be honest. I find it unfair every time I just whatever. I can't even. If I get into it, I'm gonna break down. I break down enough of this channel, it'll really just destroy me, But like and subscribe to Crypto Jeb, support him, let him know you love him. Say what up on Twitter to Crypto Jeb. Say we love you, we support you. All right. Bitcoin, little bit of a pump here to the upside for BTC. Nothing to write home about, right? But at least it's not dumping. So you're telling me there's a pump over here? Again, I would watch the flag, the 21 catch up. We could pump without it, but it's unlikely. Sam, want to let you know I'm entering the breakthrough when I could mentally see through the time frames, patterns, etc. I'm so grateful for you, master friend, and the Lifer Discord. God bless you, man. Yep. And that will be the beginning of the beginning. See, that's when it just starts. That was me like 10 years ago, longer, you know. So, the greatest. We love you, Jeb. Thank you, Michael Percy. We love you, man. Shout out to Love Learning in the house. Master Friend in the house. Eric Bronx in the house. Shout out to Michael Oswald. Peter Pettigrew. That's funny. Peter Pettigrew. Shout out to Florence. Shout out to OB1. Jacob Beats. Shout out to Mr. Shorts. Mr. Short 19. Shout out to Crypto Owl. Pure Blood Prophet. Olav. Amen. Shout out to OB1 Jacobs again. Shout out to Crash. And everybody out there on the live. So I would watch the 15-minute in a flag, wait for the 21 to catch up, the stochastic to reset. And for bullish, that will probably be a nice entry in about 2 hours from now. Again, be careful. It is low volume on the weekend. I don't get too crazy. All right. Amen. I'd kiss you up and down, Sammy. Thank you. I don't know if that sounds right. I don't know. And it says lift. I don't know. I don't know what to say there. God bless you. Thank you. I don't know. I only want my wife doing that. Shout out to Mike Percy. I need this to dump. I need nothing but the fact you need. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. You need nothing. God gave you everything that's provided to you right now is all you ever, all you've ever had to have. You don't need anything. You got it all already, baby. You're set up for life. But with that being said, I'm going to jump out for the night. Watch Bitcoin go sideways. Altcoins don't look amazing. And we got to get through this tough period. We will. We can. We will. We are the best. We keep fighting. And keep the positive energy. Remember, it could always be worse. And pray for those that are going through something worse than you. And be grateful for everything that you do have. Every single time. Yeah. God bless everybody here on the live. We love you. We appreciate you. And we care about you. Yeah. Exactly. God bless all you beautiful people. God bless everybody here on the live. We love you and we thank you. Bitcoin does look bullish, short to 86,000. Entry in the 15-minute time frame, 21. I'll be updating the trading group throughout the night if I see something. Stay attentive, stay fresh. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another update to see what happened here to the flag to pick up right where we left off for Bitcoin. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the AM. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.